Hello folks, Jason Chrisman here of JC's Bees, and today I wanted to discuss something that you've probably ran into as a beekeeper. If you've used plastic foundation at all in any of your frames, you've probably came across a few frames that the bees just wouldn't touch, or if they did touch, they drew some strange looking comb on the frame and it didn't even fill out the frame. The reason for this is plastic foundation works great if it's coated very well with beeswax. But what happens is a lot of beekeepers buy these in bulk and then they store them, and then over the years the wax coating on it kind of just goes to nothing. It kind of wears off, falls off, whatever it may be. Either way, it doesn't have much of a wax coating. Some plastic foundation that you buy, I sold nukes this year and I had a guy bring me some frames with plastic foundations that had no coating on them at all. I probably should have told him those frames won't work for frame exchange, but I went ahead and took them because they are frames and I have wax, so it's easier for me to go ahead and coat them than to go ahead and order frames or go pick them up. So I took them. But either way, when you get these plastic foundation, if they do not have a sufficient coating of wax on it, you're going to want to coat them again. There's actually a supplier called Acorn that double coats their plastic foundation, and a lot of people swear by their brand of foundation. I've never tried it, but I see a lot of people raving about it. Maybe next year I'll experiment with Acorn. But right now what I'm going to do is I want to show you a few different ways that you can recoat these plastic foundation and make it so that the bees will draw them out fully and they will work great for you. I've got two brushes. I've got a foam brush, which I find a lot of people try to use to paint wax. It does work, but the more you use it, the more the foam starts to tear apart and break down. On the other hand, I have an acrylic paintbrush. Being acrylic, the wax is not absorbed. Now sure, once the wax cools, it does clot up and turn fairly stiff. But I've found that once I stick it back in the hot wax, the wax melts and it does a much better job than the foam brush and holds up a lot longer. And I'm going to demonstrate now with the acrylic brush by dipping it in my wax. Yeah, I will get some places that's thicker than others, but I'm not going to be concerned with those spots. The bees can move this wax around the way they want it. My main concern is to make it so they accept this foundation and actually use it versus ignoring it. I like to get a little bit on the wood all the way around too on the frame, and that helps the bees seal in the foundation a little bit. Okay, so what I've got here is a wax crayon. This crayon can make it very easy to recoat plastic frames in the field. Or say you pull one right out of a beehive and you'd like to recoat it and stick it right back in. Something like this is very handy. And to make one of these, you take a toilet paper roll and you fill it full of wax. Once the wax cures, dries, you cut so much of the paper tubing back, therefore giving you a crayon-like piece of wax. Now I want to demonstrate real quick how easy it is to put wax on with this wax crayon. Have you tried using the foam brush to paint wax? It fell apart on you, didn't it? It's been my experience. Try the acrylic paintbrush. I think you'll have a lot better luck with that particular brush. One One of the reasons I'm coating all this foundation and getting all these frames ready is I've got all these nukes here in my mating yard that I need to get ready for a double nuke for winter. It's my experience that for a nuke to overwinter here in Ohio, it needs to be 2 nukes high, or a double nuke. So for that reason, I've went around this week and coated a whole bunch of plastic foundation, added a second box to a bunch of nukes, and have also supplied them with some 1-to-1 sugar syrup that will encourage them to get busy drawing these frames out, and maybe we'll get a little bit of goldenrod flow if they can hurry up and get them drawn out. I would love to see them take some goldenrod honey in the winter and come out in spring as happy bees. So I hope you liked the video, and if you do, you'll give me a thumbs up. That'll help boost this video in the YouTube search ranks. And if you have any questions at all, folks, please leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please take time to do that down below the video. So thanks again, folks, and we'll see you next week.